welcome back. So it's harvest time in Andalusia at the beginning of May. I know in the north it's not till the end of summer. Of course, the hay needs to mature and, we'll get the hay now and then the straw in another month or couple of months. Of course, when they harvest the grain, the combine harvesters come in and take the grain off, and then the straw is actually just the byproduct, and that we use for bedding. So hay time is a time I dread in one way, financially, because we're buying it for the whole year, but also for my back. Ugh, and it's a bit depressing sometimes. I used to throw bales around when I was younger, but now I just don't go there because I know I'll end up with a sore back. So luckily for me, we've got all the family chipping in and helping. We've had this load, 112 bales delivered last night, managed to get it put away. We've had another one this morning, is going in the other shed, and there's that load that's just arriving now to get stacked in here later on today, so that's a big job. Some of these bales are really heavy, and we're a bit worried that some of them are a bit too green, that the hay might not have been dried enough out in the fields. They're forecasting rain for tomorrow. So, of course, if the bales had got wet in the fields, then they'll go rotten. You can't dry the hay once it's been baled. So we're having to leave a gap here on this side behind me. We can't fill the hay shed up full because some swallows made a nest on the wall up the back, just up there. I don't know if you can see it. The little baby birds are just sticking their heads out now, just newly born. So the parents are swooping around rather distressed around the door there, waiting for us to get out of the way. We're trying to do the loading in bursts. But yeah, we didn't notice they were making it, and even then when you do, you feel so cruel just knocking it down. It's such an amazing feat of architecture and engineering how they build these nests. And the swallows are also a very special bird. They're known as the sign of hope, symbol of hope. I think that's because they're the first birds that turn up after the winter. So it's always a moment I love when I see the swallows coming back. It's the smell of it. It's just wonderful, wonderful, that sweet smell of hay, and it brings back such happy childhood memories for me, the summertime and those times as a child, when the school holidays seemed endless, 6 weeks we used to get, and it seemed like forever, and that was always a really exciting time. We used to love it when it was harvest, and we all used to jump in the buggy on the back of the tractor and go off trundling up the road to the fields and get it in, and perched on top of the straw stacks, waving around coming back, before the days of health and safety back in the 70s. It's amazing we all survived our childhood. But yeah, it was a great time, and it's always a very joyful time. And now, although, like I said, on one side I dread it, on the other hand, it's a wonderful, satisfying feeling for me, having all the supplies in for winter, having all the hay stored and all ready for winter time. So we've got tons of grass in the field this year because we had this really wet spring. So they won't be needing any hay now. So I'm hoping what we've bought is going to last for the full year, because there's plenty of stuff out in the field for another, month, even couple of months. So we'll be well into summer before we need to start using the hay. So yeah, harvest time.
Wild horses couldn't drag me